All right, and everybody, welcome to the Digital Education Station. We are taking a field trip today.
Yes, we are.
Outside of the studio, we are at the Arcadia Educational Center, where our Rancho High School is and some of our programs. And this is a very exciting new spot out here, kind of our Rancho Garden and Collaboration Workspace for students and staff. Pretty cool environment out here.
Very cool.
What do we have out here? This is awesome.
You know, one key point here is that a lot of people think of technology when they think of innovation. And what I like to remind people is that innovation can take place anywhere. And this is an exact example of it. This didn't exist about 6 weeks ago. It started with a Eagle Scout project that they're going to put in a garden over here. And then that just kind of grew into, what if we're going to do this space? What if we did something all the way down the track here, all the way around the corner? And this serves our students that attend Rancho here at the AEC. So they now have this beautiful outdoor learning space, area for collaboration down on the end. They have a place for a pickle court and basketball. I mean, this is a very exciting and it's very peaceful. It actually was inspired after the garden at the high school. And I don't know if you've been on the campus in the garden area.
Yes.
But it's a very quiet place, and you often see students just sitting. So it's great to be out here.
So this is very cool, and this is a kind of a workspace that students can kind of use as they see fit and help them with sort of stuff and or just to relax and all that sort of stuff. So last week we talked about personalized learning at our study session, our Board of Education meeting. We had some guests there, a presentation by you and some other staff about what that means in our journey. So for people that weren't able to be there, and there was a lot of people there, what was kind of presented and what was discussed among the board and the staff that was there?
Yeah, it was a great night, and I was so pleased to see such a big crowd because we had a lot to talk about. I have to go back though and mention something that I talked about at the board meeting, and that is I named this journey, that we're on a journey, because this just didn't start like a month ago or this year. When I showed up in the district in 2005, I asked then my PTA president, Lori Filippi, who's now a board member, I asked her a specific question. I said, what is your dream for the students in Arcadia? You know, if you're going to think big, what is it that you want to accomplish? Because I plan on being here a long time. And she said, I want an IEP for every child, meaning an individualized education plan where it starts with that child and we create a system around them. That's what I want. So you can imagine, we've been talking about this for a long time, but we didn't have the resources, technology wasn't up to date. I'll fast forward now to the board elections, and our president, Fenton Ng, was running as an incumbent, and I don't want to call it a debate, but the forum, candidate forum, the last question was, if you had a magic wand and you could just, wave over Arcadia schools, what do you want? And our president, Fenton Ng, said, I want a personalized learning experience for every child. So clearly, the directive from our board is that that's the expectation. Now, things don't happen overnight, so it's not like, hey guys, on Monday, we're all going to be doing personalized learning. But we have to begin this discussion and talking about it, which was the point of the study session, is just to have a public event where we say, here's our best thinking on this. Here's the direction we're thinking about going, what do board members think. So we talked a lot that night, but I want to stress one thing up front. We always talk about the why before we do things. The why we're talking about personalized learning, and this is from all 5 board members and the executive team, is that we absolutely want to maximize the time, meaningful time, between teachers and students. Now please just let that soak in for a minute, because that's very different than a lot of people define personalized learning. Some people define it as a computer in front of a kid all day. Whether it's watching YouTube or modules of curriculum that are being delivered by a computer. That is not how we are defining it. In fact, that's made it difficult, because it's real easy to go out and buy computer modules or a curriculum that's just standard and delivered to kids. We truly wanted to find and are trying to find a partner that can build a platform to basically give teachers a tool belt to make them, kind of give them like superpowers to be able to do all the things that disrupt the time that they don't get to spend with kids. So think of all those tasks that go on during the school day, from attendance to putting grades in the grade book, communicating with parents, giving out assignments. If there was a platform, a hub that could organize all that, again, not teaching, not doing the learning, that's a teacher's job, but just organizing it all and making it better for teachers, that's what we're looking for. So we talked a lot that night about those different ideas behind how we're going to define it. And if you're interested, we have a meeting coming up on the 26th where it's going to be a public engagement. So everyone's welcome, parents, teachers, etc. And we're just going to ask the questions about how you, as a community member or a teacher, how you would describe personalized learning. What do you want to see? What do you hope it is? What do you hope it's not? And we're going to define it as Arcadians. We're going to define for us what personalized learning looks like. And that's the way we've always been. So,
So that'll be our community engagement night at our Board of Education meeting, September 26th, 7 o'clock, Arcadia High School. And people are invited to come in and help us, you know, put the picture together and give us feedback.
Yeah, there's
and
been a
their
lot
thoughts.
of talk about, because we've been talking about this platform idea, right? And so people right away jump to the conclusion that we're doing something specific. And we're not. We're going to define how personalized teaching and learning looks for us, but we have to have a platform to start. And so that's the first move, is just getting a platform in place. Because if we don't have a platform in place, we're just talking about it. Teachers can't, they're already doing the best they can do with the tools they have. They have to have a new tool to better organize that personalized learning and push it out to students. So, you know, I'm looking forward to that journey, but people have to understand that we have a really good implementation model that we've developed in Arcadia. And people can go back and look at from rolling out new email years ago, rolling out PowerSchool, rolling out Chromebooks. I mean, you know, these have been multiple year rollouts, and we always start with our early adopters. We say, who wants to do this? And we have a lot of early adopters in Arcadia that are begging for something like this. We let them get on, use it with students that are willing and volunteering to use it. Let them iron out all the creases, get good at it, and then we'll go to scale. We'll begin to do maybe a grade level at each school that volunteer, and then we're looking at 3 to 4 years of a rollout. So it's always important to share that. Now, I've been sharing that at some PTA meetings, and the only remarks I get is parents saying, well, that's not fair because my kid's going to be out of middle school before that happens. And because right now the platforms we're looking at, they don't work with high school because it really doesn't work with what the colleges are looking for. So unfortunately, we'll be looking at like a 3 through 8 rollout over 3 or 4 years. Maybe if some high school teachers wanted to use it, obviously we would want to make that available. But I want to lower that anxiety level for some of our upper level teachers, that this is something that they'll get to see from afar, but not something that's going to be implemented right away.
And at a recent study session at our board meeting, we heard from some of our teachers and counselors. Amy Daubel did a presentation about how she's implementing personalized learning and helping students find their passion. And where we're standing right now is an example of helping students connect to education, making their, finding those passions and making learning a little bit easy or more relatable for them. So there's a lot of examples already happening within the district of personalized learning and connecting with students in that type of way.
And we are very proud of our teachers, and we know that when teachers have quality time with kids, powerful things happen. So we're trying to maximize that, and that's what we're hoping to learn along this journey.
All right, Dr. Vannasdall, Superintendent of Arcadia Unified School District, thanks as always. Thanks for taking the field trip with us for the Digital Education Station today. Always cool to see new things happening within the district. That'll do it for now. We'll see you next time on the Arcadia Unified Digital Education Station.